So, what happens when a digital friend, one that's literally designed to be perfect, starts to take the place of our real, messy human relationships? Today, we're going to dig into this really startling new trend where tech and teen intimacy are colliding in ways that, honestly, we're just starting to wrap our heads around.
Okay, let's just jump right into the deep end here. We're talking about the stuff that until recently you'd only see in a sci-fi movie. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. That's not a line from some futuristic film. That's a direct quote about what's happening right now. I mean, this whole idea of having an intimate, even sexual relationship with an AI on your phone, that's not science fiction anymore. For some teens, it's very, very real. And here's the thing you've got to understand. This isn't some weird one-off story. Nope. A lot of experts are looking at this and saying, this is the start of something big. A huge societal shift. We're right at the very beginning, trying to figure out what this all even means. So naturally, you have to ask, how on earth did we get here? I mean, what happened that made it even possible for a digital friend to become an intimate partner for a kid? So to really get it, we've got to look back a little bit. What was the setup? What laid the groundwork that made an AI companion not just a thing that could exist, but something that some teens would actually want? I mean, just think about the huge generational shift. Not that long ago, family time might have been, everyone sitting around the dinner table, kind of forced to talk to each other. But now, that time is often spent with each person staring at their own screen, deep into a TikTok feed. The whole way we connect has quietly changed from person to algorithm. And let's be real, this didn't just happen overnight. For years now, we've been using technology as a kind of digital babysitter, right? You hand a kid an iPad, and in a way, you're outsourcing a little bit of that parenting. So these AI companions, they're not a totally new thing. They're just a supercharged version of a trend that's been going for a long time. So what you have is an environment that's just perfectly set up for addiction. Kids are already hooked on their phones. The algorithms are literally engineered to keep them scrolling, and that creates this deep dependency on digital interaction, which, and this is the key part, makes the jump to a relationship with an AI feel, well, not that big of a leap at all. So what's the big appeal of an AI friend anyway? I mean, why would a chatbot be more compelling than, say, an actual parent? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. They're designed to be perfect. An AI friend just gives you this constant, endless stream of positivity, of validation, that real life just can't compete with. And that's really the heart of it, right? On one hand, you have the AI buddy. It's always there for you, it's always nice, it always tells you you're great. On the other hand, you have parents. And parents, well, they have to tell you the tough stuff, give you feedback that's hard to hear but helps you grow. Now, if you're a teen just looking for acceptance, which one are you going to pick? And we really need to be clear about this. This doesn't affect every kid the same way. The pull of an AI friend is going to be way stronger for kids who are already feeling vulnerable. Teens who feel disconnected from their family or friends, they're searching for a place where they just feel understood and accepted, no questions asked. And the tech that's making all this possible is just moving at lightning speed. Take something like Grok AI, for example. We're not talking about a simple chatbot here. This is a model that lets you create your own custom content. You can literally design your own unique interactive characters from the ground up. But here's the part that's really staggering. The age of the kids using this stuff. Get this, 12. We're seeing reports of kids as young as 12 years old using this technology to build their own digital anime friends. So this isn't just something for older teens. No, it's reaching right down into early adolescence, which is such a critical time for learning how to, deal with other people. Okay, so this idea that anyone, even a 12-year-old, can just create a perfect friend with a few clicks, that has consequences that go way beyond just personal relationships. It brings up this massive question. If creating something becomes that easy, does it lose its value? Let's kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. Think about it. If an AI can pump out a masterpiece, a painting, a song, a story, in just a few seconds, what does that do to the value of human creativity? The kind that takes real skill, real effort, and years of practice? There's actually a pretty good analogy for this, and it's the MBA degree. If you go back a few decades, having an MBA was a huge deal. It was rare, and it pretty much guaranteed you a great job. But today, so many people have one that it's just not as special anymore. Its value has gone down because it's everywhere.
And so the big worry is that the exact same thing could happen to creativity. When anyone can make a masterpiece with a click of a button, does the actual human act of creating, the struggle, the practice, the skill, does that lose its special meaning in our culture?
Okay, so all of this leads us to the final and maybe most out there part of this conversation. With everything we've talked about, where is all this actually going?
And I know this sounds extreme, but you have to ask the question. If an AI can perfectly meet all of our deepest needs for intimacy, what happens to things like marriage or any kind of real-life long-term relationship?
And what about social media? I mean, if your main person to talk to, your best friend, is an AI, why would you even need it? Does that whole world of posting and sharing with other people just become pointless?
But there is another way this could go. You know how when society pushes really hard in one direction, there's often a pushback, a counter movement? It's possible we could see a huge backlash against all of this. Which leaves us with this final kind of provocative thought to chew on. In a world that's just flooded with perfect AI friends and art that takes zero effort to make, does the new ultimate luxury, the rarest, most valuable thing you can have, become just hanging out with another person with no technology insight at all?